Peace. Good evening. I'd like to welcome you guys back to another edition of the Foul Playland. As always, I'm your foul player. Much love for anybody, or the one person who's on as we speak, and anybody who's going to watch this after the fact, anybody who's going to jump on after the fact, or listen in the cut, volunteers in the chats. Much love to all of you. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say it that even having a handful of cats listening to me is a miracle in itself. But I hope you guys have been holding your heads. Hope you guys did all your shopping for Christmas or getting ready to get that shit done, because I know it's a pain in the ass and I haven't done it. I still got to buy shit for my wifey, my son. That's about it. Nobody's getting blessed this year. Well, at least not for me. And I'm only saying that because one, I'm cheap, but two, I used to buy like mad gifts to tons of people, and maybe once in a blue, my son would get something back, and like this is when my son was a kid. So a lot of times you don't even get a thank you. I'm like, not that I need it, but shit, nobody's giving me shit, and or giving me shit like current day, and you know, I'm very thankful for anything I get, including these little views that I get here and there. Like, but such is the reason that whole buying everybody and their moms a gift, you know, it's not going to happen this year. If you guys could give me 1 second. Sorry. But, and on top of that too, it's because you know, my nieces, nephews, all that shit, it's too many, you know, and you know, all my hey, what up, Michael Johnson? I'm gonna put the link out too if anybody wants to get on. I was about to send it on the WhatsApp too, man. Like I have to send myself a message on Facebook and or Facebook Messenger, and then that's how I get it out to WhatsApp. I don't no technical proficiency on this side. I don't know shit about computers, nothing. In fact, I mean, like, my shorty was impressed that I had the music before the shows lately, and it's not because of any program, and it may sound grainy because of that, but that's just me playing it on the TV here, like, and then fucking having that as my new lo-fi or low-tech contribution to the show. But with me now, I have Michael Johnson, Boxing Talk and More. I mean, if you guys haven't subscribed to him yet, I mean, he's a fine channel. And Michael Johnson, could you let the people know where we could find you?
Yeah, you can find me in the Eat Better Tonight line.
The hell's that?
EBT, motherfucker, damn. EBT.
Oh, nah.
Eat Better Tonight.
Yeah. We didn't call EBT in my day. We just had straight up food stamps and WIC.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we called it, but that's what it said on the thing. Like, everybody knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? After a while, it's called EBT. Like, that was the, you know. But yeah. What you got going on?
But believe it or not, bro, I came up with food stamps my whole life. But
yeah, remember they used to be they used to be paper.
Yeah, no, the books.
Yeah.
But my best friend at the time, he was from another country. He was from Panama, and he couldn't get welfare, but he would diss everything welfare. Like, I mean, he didn't really know that I was on it yet, but I thought that the whole world viewed food stamps and all this shit and welfare as like the scarlet letter. So I was always mad embarrassed about food stamps, and plus my mom would send me to the store and buy like you know, fucking laundry detergent or some shit, like shit that you couldn't buy on food stamps. My father would try to get me to buy cigarettes with for him. So I always detested I was, not that I detested it, because I mean, like, that was a lifesaver, but I was always mad embarrassed about the fact that the colognes of the 90s and 80s were heavy on welfare, man. But I'm not dissing nobody on welfare, man. Shout out to all the
man, if I could find an Eat Better Tonight card right now, I'd swipe the hell out of that motherfucker.
Yeah, bro. The crackheads will sell you that shit on a discount.
That's what I'm saying. If I can find one, lobster tail and steak, baby. Lamb chops.
You used to be
All
able
that.
to order Chinese food in Sunset where I lived. You were able to order
Oh
from
no, they
Sunset.
got it in some places. Like you could order hot meals.
Yeah.
Yeah, some states you could do the hot meals with it, but I don't know how it works because I went to this one spot and people were sitting over there using EBT to buy hot meals.
Yeah. I don't know what's worse, whether the EBT card is worse or the food stamps. I ask food stamps is worse because it's so
Not
big.
it's still the same thing, but at least with the credit card, that's how they're running them now. At least nobody got to know unless they know use a different machine. Because you know how some
No, they
spots,
give you two balances.
yeah, or you got two different machines. Because like some places they got the EBT reader and the regular bank one different.
Oh yeah, you're right. I've seen those. Yo,
But
Tyrone,
nobody.
if you want to come through, man, I put the link out too. And we're going random today, even though I'm gonna cook Errol Spence a little bit. That's as per usual.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but Tyrone
but
ain't know nothing about that Eat Better Tonight card.
yeah, that shit helped. And we used to, I don't know, because I used to know like all the numbers as it related to like my house, like how much we paid rent exactly, how much food stamps we would get, like exactly like. So I don't know. I don't remember how much we used to get per month. It might have been 700 or 500, but it was five boys. I mean, like, and we all used to eat a lot, and that shit would be gone like that. The because my mom's wouldn't go like to the regular big stores, but once a month because it was like you had to take. We ain't have a car, so you had to take a taxi, and my mom was mad cheap, bro, mad cheap for no reason too. I mean, like if she was cheap and like we had like a nice cribs and all this shit, then yeah, but. She was mad cheap, and we had like the worst gear, like the fucking, we ain't never own a house or a
Had
car
LA
or a
gears
house
and
phone,
shit.
huh?
He had them LA gears.
Nah, I would get Nikes, but I would get them like once a year, like and it would have to be $40 and less.
Mm.
When I was a kid, and I would like work on that whole like which ones I was gonna get for like a week. Like I'd go to every store on my own, like, and then I'd be like, all right, mom, like I know which one. And I mean, sometimes I get away with like $45 ones, like not much. Anything above 50 was not happening. But I would get my one little pair a year. Like I would do all my shopping too. Like she wouldn't give me money, but I'd like scout for the sales beforehand because I was always very conscious of my gear, especially when I didn't have money.
Shit, they put them ponies on.
Nah, I never had Buster shoes like that, bro. Believe it or not. I mean, like as poor as I was, like I would have gone to school in sandals rather than like jocks or Etonics or some shit like that, or LA Gear or any of that shit. Because they'll roast you for that shit, bro. You know how minority kids are. Like you can't get in there. And honestly, because I was so defensive of that, I would be the first one roasting everybody else about having like bad gear and shit because I was hoping that maybe they wouldn't target me.
Nah, I didn't give a fuck, man. I told folks straight up. I was like, which one you rather on? You rather get your ass whooped by me with these motherfucking shoes on, or shut the fuck up?
Yeah, nah, it was tough. And I mean, I always feel bad too. Even like now, like a lot of people still like a lot of these Facebook friends that I have, like, like I could tell a lot of them like probably still view me as like the dickhead from back in the day, like as far as insults and all this shit and making fun, like but like I would do that shit not to be a dick. I was doing that stuff more as a defense mechanism, like
Mm-hmm.
because if they looked into my situation, I thought like they were gonna be like on my ass. But that's one thing too. Like when you're in the hood like that, like you don't realize that everybody else is fucking broke too.
Right.
Yeah.
Then the motherfucker.
Oh yeah. Especially the kids that came fresh like to school, like with dope ass gear. I would think like, yo, I'm going to this house and that's gonna be like big screen TVs all over the place, and
Dirty.
the dude's gonna have a maid or some shit, and like a lot of times it was worse than my house.
Dirty than a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's one thing though, man. Like a lot of like Black and Spanish people like are not. We don't keep like dirty houses like it's a rarity, bro. Like, you know, when somebody we don't, you know, we shower daily for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like anything else is uncivilized. Like, but we would have clean houses, but we would have crappy houses. Yeah, man. And I know it was for, like that for you too. In when you grew up in Virginia, in the mean streets of Northern Virginia. Nah, I'll fuck with you, bro. I know you. I know you from San Diego. Hold on, let me make sure nobody else took that link up. Yo, Tyrone, if you want to come through, man, again, put the link there in the chat. So how you been otherwise, Mike? You haven't come on for a minute, man. I be coming on too late. Mike? And he's taking a piss.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
No, I'll be already, you know, in the bed and stuff, man, or I'll be in the bar or whatever, and it's be too late, man. You know, so I'll be just trying to get on when I can and stuff, but in the last couple of times it just wasn't happening.
What, like a lack of sleeping, or what? Like,
nah, I'm talking about coming on, like it just wasn't happening.
No,
like,
yeah, no, but I
it's
be
like weird
coming on
hours and
crazy late
shit.
too.
Huh?
Yeah, I be coming on crazy late too. So a lot of times I understand, like, but no, I'm glad to have you here tonight, though, man.
Right.
What's your take on the any bits of information that I may have missed as far as boxing, as far as it relates to the internet?
I mean, the only thing is really, you know, you got the Dillian White and Tyson Fury. Then you got like the rumors going around. I don't know if it's because I didn't check the source of information, but people are saying that the WBO blocked the WBA blocked I think that's who blocked it. The WBA blocked the Ugas versus Spence fight. So
I did hear that too.
You know, I just thought that was just like dumb as fuck. Like,
but is that rumor at this point, or is that like official?
I don't know, because I just hear people saying it, but you know, I don't trust motherfuckers now unless, you know, I see it from, you know, the WBO or these promoters, because, you know, these dudes be lying. Also, Bob Arum is trying to said he's trying to pursue Loma versus Cambosos. So that's another one too. So, you know, it's just always some bullshit, you know.
Hey, and listen, before I get into any like drudgy shit or like real opinions on any of these matters, like, because a lot of people do get like asked for God forbid, beating their favorite fighter or promotion, whatever have you. My opinions are mines and mines alone. Like, just, you know, and because Mike or anybody else who comes onto this channel, maybe standing alongside me, like most of the times, I don't agree with most of like the people I have on the panel, but that doesn't mean like anything else, like besides the fact that, like, you know, like we're just talking regular shit. And, you know, I don't like require everybody to come here like to agree with me either. Like, you know, that'd be corny. Somebody put VOYFYI. And with me now, which I hope he could render some translation to this last comment, is my brother Tyrone. I mean, Tyrone, let the people know where we could find you. But also, do you know what that means? Like this last comment? I don't know if it's like
What did the comment say?
It says VOY.FYI. Oh yeah, that's a bot. I'll take those bots, bro. Stay. Welcome to the family, Emily Ford. The Watcher, thank you for coming through too. The yo, Watcher, if you want to get onto the panel too, like, you're more than welcome to. The links right there. Yeah, but let the people know where we can find you, Tyrone.
TS Boxing on YouTube. Still haven't heard back from our friend.
Oh no,
so that's in the works.
You actually inspired me.
I'm just gonna see.
No, you actually
inspired. So I think it'd be a
me,
very interesting video.
Oh no, it's gonna be hella interesting. And you actually inspired me to try to pursue not that same person, somebody else entirely, a welterweight cat from the past. I'm just trying to see if he still lives in Brooklyn. But I think you're if you got Homeboy, that'd be riveting. Like as far
I'm
as
gonna have to cam up for that one. I have to cam up.
that's all good, my friend. That's you're underutilizing your tools, bro. Like fucking good-looking guys such as yourself, Mike. No homo. Like
No, I'm dusty right now.
the more you have these I don't know what they're called, profile pic things. Like you're leaving tools in the tool chest. Yeah. Hey Tyrone. Beside Michael was touching upon the fact that that the WBA, I believe, may be blocking Ugas and Errol
I
Spence
saw
fight.
that.
He also
They are.
mentioned the rumors of Bob Arum trying to set up Kambosos to fight Lomachenko. Anything else you've heard in the boxing paradigm that I haven't touched on? In the internet world, especially.
Yeah, Arum tried to set up Lomachenko versus Kambosos. I think that's an easy win for Lomachenko. But
have you heard anything else in
I
the
just heard
boxing
about the
landscape as far
WBA
as the
today.
internet? I'm sorry?
I heard about the WBA stuff today.
Well, outside of that, though, like of those two top, have you heard any other things like as far as the
No,
landscape?
no,
Yeah.
nothing of note.
What do you think that? What do you think would be the end result of that WABA? We could touch on that first because I do want to go on my.
Well, they're gonna make that Ugas Stanionis fight. I think Stanionis could beat him.
And what about long term? Like, where would that leave Errol to fight next?
I mean, probably a mandatory or something. That Duka Horov, the guy. That's what I'm thinking on Showtime.
But that's the thing. All these sanctioning bodies got together and tried to come up with a ways to better the sport, and then they do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking dumb. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking asinine. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you put it and how you slice it, y'all got together and did that. Now, if you can't get Earl and Crawford, that's the next best thing, really. You know, when you think about it, if you guys want to always say, when it comes to people in belts and positions, that's the next best thing. So why would you block it, unless that's not what you wanted? Because the same thing I said about I don't think Kambosos fighting Haney next because the way boxing has been running. Because the way boxing has been running, it's been motherfuckers get belts and then they fight who the fuck they want to, and it's always been somebody like Kambosos and Loma. You know, it's rare when you Teofimo tried to do it, but still, when Teofimo tried to do it, he thought he had somebody that he could run through. See what I'm saying? He thought he was gonna get that win. He thought he was gonna get an easy win. You know, because a whole bunch of people took the inflator, pumped his head up, and gave his daddy an extra couple of 8 balls, and it fed into everything that you know. I just don't understand I don't even really understand how he lost the fight, but I understand. Well, I understand how he lost the fight, but didn't understand how come it seemed like he didn't put the best foot forward, because it wasn't a great performance by him. But what I'm saying is that when you look at boxing, when I look at boxing, it doesn't seem like all this stuff that's happening seems like it's happening for a reason, because that's the way they want it.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll get into that in a second. But I want to thank Watcher for coming through and joining us on the panel. Hey, Watcher, let the people know where we can find you.
You can find me in the Northern Territory in Darwin. Just
you can
watch
find him
a
on
boxing
PlayStation as well. On PlayStation, you can find him on PlayStation as well.
The Siege Boys.
Yeah,
We just
don't
got
worry
up with
about
a heated. It was a heated rank match. No, it wasn't heated. Actually, it was for the randoms in there.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Go ahead.
But
we speak in tongue.
Yeah, yo, you know I can't play games like that, bro. Like, I don't play much video games anyway, but I can't play like shooting games. I can't watch them either. The when my son is showing me shit. My son's an ill gamer, but if I watch it for like 15 minutes, like out of nowhere, like I'll get these like severe ass headaches. Like I gotta look at a
It's
wall.
called motion sickness, dude.
Yeah, but I used to play like Doom and shit when I was young, and I wouldn't get into that. But when I started playing GoldenEye in somebody's house, that's when it started. And now even with shit on YouTube I watch sometimes, I be getting it. The yeah, but as far as what you were saying, Mike, earlier, like there's never been a time where like commissions consistently, not even consistently, 20% of the times get things right. Like, so it doesn't surprise me like that they try to like cock block us from you know, getting the shit we want necessarily. But you know, going back to the welters, like, you know, Ugas versus Errol Spence wasn't a fight that I wanted either. You know, I mean, it's not a ghastly fight, but it's not it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fact that they did cock block like this fight, I mean, like, I'm kind of like lukewarm on it. If anything, I'm more like happy about it because it just takes away a quiver in of the arrows that Errol Spence and his fans could use as far as negotiations go, like with whoever this mandatory is. I mean, like I know that who the mandatory is for Errol, but I ain't catch much of Duke like that. Like I know who Ugas' mandatory is too. I actually like that cat. I can't recall his name off the rip. But there's not many times they do things right to begin with, but since we're not getting talk of Errol and Bud fighting next anyway, it's like I don't even care. Like I'd rather see it burn than like to see like, you know, fucking Ugas fight. I like to see Ugas fight anytime. But what do you guys think as far as like the commissions, whether they got it right or how often do you like your faith in the commissions or whatever you guys want to touch on? Watcher, since you just came on, like feel free.
Oh, it's nothing new. I'll be happy to see Ugas cry about this, as he cries about everything on Twitter, because that's all he likes to do, is talk shit on Twitter. So yeah, you know, I'm not mad. If anything, it could probably open up a door for you know, the Errol and Bud fight. There's no surprise though. I mean, they're gonna chuck Ugas in with that Stanionis dude, and like, it's good, you know. I think it can open up the door for that bigger fight, you know. Like, I don't, you know, no one's clamoring for Ugas, you know, even when he was going to fight Pacquiao. But you know, the WBA, how they roll, they, you know, they always got something going on. I just saw something on Don King actually. It was on Boxing Scene yesterday. About him and Manuel Char. Mike would know about this probably more than you, Al. But yeah, they're always up to some stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say on it. You know, just that's how it is, I guess. You know,
It ain't just Manuel Char. It's Quezo Ferndo too. He hitting him up too.
him, of course, yeah.
It's both of them, you know, and I think they might end up fuck around and winning and win that shit, you know. You're on mute. You're on mute.
No, as it relates, my bad, bro. As it relates to the big topic at hand, as far as Bud Spence, the what do you think, Mike? Like where, like, I mean, actually, you already put us on to like.
Well, I didn't put you on this. Well, I told folks, man, before everyone else said it, that Crawford was getting meals from Errol. I told y'all. You know what I'm saying?
What? I'm sorry.
Meals from Errol per fight. I told you that. Yeah. You know, and I showed you, you know, how he progressed with money wise with these guys to where it correlates to where he has been at least getting, you know, a minimum of $3 million a fight. You know, especially for Errol to say he's losing money. You know what I'm saying? And it's dumb because you losing money, but Wilder fights a guy that nobody knows in the U.S., Tyson Fury, and they do alleged 800,000 pay-per-view buys and do $18 million at the gate or something like that. And you only
How does
give
that
him,
relate to like what's happening now as far as the conundrum that Errol Spence?
because that's what I'm trying to get you. She's like, you know, that's
Beat
what I'm
it
trying
up.
to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you is that he just didn't want to make the fight. That's all it was. It had nothing to do with
Bob Arum back then.
yeah, it had nothing to do with it. It had to do with Bob Arum's cut because the money was there. Now, I'm not saying they're gonna do 800 or whatever, something like that, but they at least could have done 10, $14 million at the gate. You see what I'm saying? Because you have to understand that type of fight with those two type of fighters was going to bring more people out there. And you can't tell me that that fight couldn't have sold more than fucking um the Gatewise as Tank Davis and Cruz.
Oh, come on.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? But that's what people want. That's what people. I just think that they didn't want that fight to happen, and I think that even right now they clamoring for somebody else to fight Crawford right now. That's really what they want.
But
You know, because why? Because
who's
why?
clamoring?
Why else? Why else would you say Earl can't fight Ugas, but you're gonna put some Stanioni up over there for him? Why else would you do it? The only reason why you would do it is because you don't want Earl up over there as a sanctioned body. That's why you would do that. And that's the reason why I don't think that Earl and Crawford is going to happen early next year. If anything's going to happen at the end of the year. If it does.
I think the consensus on this whole panel, outside of me, is that they're going to fight at the latter portion of next year. I mean, like, I don't see it, bro. Like, fucking But what do you have anything to throw into the fray, Tyrone, as far as the issue at hand?
Yeah, I think he's gonna fight a mandatory because there's no way they're gonna have Errol get in there or Earl get in there with Crawford like in the beginning of this year without a tune-up fight. He would have not fought. He hasn't fought for over a year, so they're gonna get him in there with a mandatory, and they'll get Crawford some opponent, and then they'll fight at the end of next year. That's what I think will happen because they've ran out of road.
I'm hoping that's the case. I mean, like, just not inspiring. I mean,
unless Ugas wins and Errol tries to go down the route of getting the WBA, that'll be the two fights.
All right, per se, I'm gonna ask all you guys like while I take bust the leak, but and I'll let Michael first in this one. Actually, no, I'll go back to you, Tyrone, and then Michael, and then Watcher. What, like, if per se, if Errol did have to run that mandatory, as did Ugas, if they both happen to be the victors of those fights, if Errol were to fight anybody else outside of Bud Crawford, would you guys consider that a duck job? And I'll start with you.
Not a duck, but not. I think they're wasting time. I think they should just leave Ugas for last anyway. If they're in deep negotiations with Crawford, like somewhere in March, April, then I think that fight happens at the end of the year. But if they're not talking to each other and get any far by about May, it's probably a dead mission.
Yeah, he don't like that. Yeah, but I mean, like I said years ago, that they both, are ducking. They both played a part in not fighting each other. It wasn't just one side in this. And it's Earl. I mean, they both can send a contract to one another. Crawford's I believe he's a free agent now, so he could essentially, have anybody, that he wants to represent him right now, hook him up. You know what I'm saying? With sending Errol a contract or whatever if he really wanted to fight. And you could put it. It could be something promissory. It could be, I want this amount, and it don't have to be no A side shit. Basically, what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that you can't call out one fighter and not call out the other when one is just waiting for somebody else to just show him some paperwork, or the other one is just walking around on social media. Social media is not going to get anything done and accomplished when it comes to negotiating for these fights. What's going to get it done is like them two doing what they got to do off camera and get it popping. And that's the reason why I don't see it happening, because you don't hear nothing about it. First of all, second of all, you got Crawford making all these jokes, talking about something the ocean's pretty big and all this stuff. I just doesn't seem it happening. And Crawford is probably sitting up over there weighing his options on what promotional company he's going to get with, that's going to be able to, put him into a good position. Because, you got, with these broadcasting companies and all that stuff, and not only that, who has a good, clout with these sanctioning bodies to make sure that he's real taken care of. And then not only that, making sure that he's able to do business with these other guys and get these fights popping. I don't think it's a clear cut thing, and I think the last thing Crawford right now is worried about is Errol Spence.
Yo, is that? I'm assuming that this is a bot as well. This Crystal Gregory.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
How the hell they
Probably a
targeting
bot.
your boy, bro? What's up with this? I don't gotta be. I don't gotta be fretful of it and any of these bot activity, do I? But look at all these hoes: Emily Ford, Crystal Gregory. Told you, bro, your man still got it, bro. Like the But I'm wondering as to why they're coming through. What say you, Tyrone? But I mean, I think you guys gave open-ended answers, though. I mean, like, I actually, after I asked Tyrone, I want yes or no after this. But Tyrone, what's your stance on what our last
Of all of
panelists
this stuff,
have said? And
I mean it's just boxing in this day and age. I mean, they get on, they get on. If they don't, they don't. I mean, it all depends on the route Errol Spence wants to take.
yeah, so I'm gonna go back around again to just one word answers, bro. Like yes or no's. Because I mean, and I'll give my opinion on the matter too. Actually, before I even do that, I'm gonna go around after, and give my opinion on the matter. Like, I think that what's happening now, like, as far as like and I've made it a point to say that I've been very disenfranchised with a lot of channels that I love. And I still love them. I feel in a sense that I've been listening to a lot of these channels for 5 years. I mean, I've known Mike through YouTube, and I know Mike for over 5 years. I know Tyrone through YouTube, Watcher, and we're probably approaching 5 years for Watcher and Tyrone. But what I am also noticing is that a lot of these channels are getting far more access with like these ancillary members of the Errol Spence camp. And I think to a degree, like, they're going to be very guarded in their criticisms of Errol Spence if he's not the pursuer, or if he's not pursuant of this fight at all. And Errol Spence is not pursuant of this fight at all. There's not one indication that you would give me in 2021 since the summer that even seemingly sounds like Errol Spence looking for action with Bud Crawford. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Well, if I'm wrong, it must have flown under the radar for a casual like me. But and I'll go back around and that's another thing too, bro. Like, I'm not here to infuriate like the YouTube Errol defense squad, like, you know, and if they do get
L foul player, come on, man. You ain't got to explain yourself to the motherfuckers now.
no, but I like, you know,
you don't like it.
No, I'll straight, like, if I like, and I'll speak from my perspective. If there was probably a good, like, since like Wilder lost, let's say, like the second fight, where even me, like, I don't give a shit about anybody. I'll tell like a lot of these things to anybody's face, including Wilder. Like, as far, like, you know, but like some YouTube cat that's gonna get emotionally invested into any of these fighters, if, you know, we happen to see each other at a fight, it's not like a problem or beef or anything like that. But nobody's gonna tell me, oh, what'd you say on YouTube that time? Say it now. Like, you know, that's not gonna happen. Like, you know, not only will I say it, and I'm not looking for trouble, but, you know, it's you know, I'm not gonna shade, you know, hide myself, you know, be shy about saying these things. But even me, with you know, having that standard, maybe like in the immediate aftermath of like Wilder losing the second fight to Fury, and not to touch on Wilder like too long, but even I like felt a little bit guarded as far as like my criticisms went of Wilder, because I know how it is on the YouTube sphere, and I'm not saying that it's limited to Wilder fans or Wilder channels that show love to Wilder, like mine, even, like, you know, I'm just saying that's just what it is, like, you know, especially me, you know, I love a lot of these channels, so you know how like I always felt a little bit guarded as far as like to go too crazy in the chats as my criticism, and maybe I should have been doing that more. But so I know that there's an element of that, you know, like that, God forbid, you know, like being critical of whoever, you know, may land you some long-term. Actually, I have a fucking story, but I should put dude on blast, bro. Like, cause like, and this is some Facebook shit. I said this shit last week, but like personally, like I like a couple, like 2 weeks ago, Bud Crawford is on my Facebook, like a fan page or some shit, and I put like a comment that Errol scared him. And if I added anything on top of that, it wasn't no like, oh, I think Errol is a pussy or anything like that. It was built more along the lines of like running scared. But two cats that I also know from YouTube, I guess must have saw that and they were like, oh, wait till you see you in the chats after this. Like, I'm, you know, like fucking like it's that kind of party. Like, oh, my bad, boys. Can't talk about fucking Bud, like can't give Bud credit or can't say anything too disparagingly of Errol. It's not that kind of party, bro. And you know, and that's why I say, like, too, like my opinions are mine on my own. Like, you know, the other panelists that are above here, just because they're here doesn't mean that they agree with me. In fact, most times they don't agree with me. But this ain't no fucking gang, or this ain't no like, you know, like sacrilege, you know, when we criticize anybody. I think anybody's open to criticism, and it's just what it is. Like, I'm not dissing nobody. I'm not like, you know, like we got like, but so there is that, like, I'm only saying all that to say that there is that element of like, you know, maybe feeling like a little bit guarded in criticizing some of these cats. Don't feel that way though, especially here. But yeah, but no, but that's what I wanted to say too. And I'll go round robin again. Like, if this fight, if they do try to fulfill their mandatory obligations, personally, I think that if they're not like talking of only Bud versus Errol, after everybody's filled their mandatory obligation, then I think in my eyes it's a dug job. But like, not unless anything, I think it's a dug job. Yo, Dorothy Allen in the building. VOA FYI. Same to you, mama.
But L, that's what I'm saying though, is that they don't have to say, I mean, they don't have to say anything but just make the fight and announce it's on and pop it. That's it. You know, we don't need to see no signs or whatever. But I tell you one thing, if Errol and Crawford both ain't got nothing going on, they got rid of they ain't no mandatory issues and all that stuff, and ain't neither one of them did anything and bust a move, they both fucking ducking. It's been years. It's been years. People been going back and forth about this stuff. Like, there ain't no more picking sides with who it is, unless, like Tyrone said, so they go in negotiations and somebody backs out because of some bullshit. At this point, there ain't no there is no picking sides. You lose.
I honestly though, Mike, to not just cut you off, but I think a lot of the channels that I fucks with, or that I still continue to fuck with, like I think they've picked their side early birdie. I thought that there would be a little bit more of a, you know, hey, well, Bud Crawford beat somebody on the PVC, and like, you know, it's time for like, let's have a regular discussion about this, and let's see if Errol if this accounts for more pressure for Errol. And I think, like, honestly, they're taking the stance of like, let's go in real full on defense mode and scorched earth. If you don't agree with me, like, fucking up.
You're right though, because I said this like years ago, and I was on the Smoke City mod class, and Blood Boxing asked me, like, who do you think is ducking? I said both of them, and motherfuckers got upset. Got upset so bad, one dude started talking about my wife's cooking. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and I, you know,
What?
for real. And I think it was like that Act Reacher guy. And I was just like, listen here, young man. And I just said something like,
oh, that's
like,
my boy too, bro. Shout out to Act Reacher.
No time. I think I don't know if it was him or somebody else.
No, regardless,
it was somebody who was a boxer in LDBC. It was one of them. Maybe it wasn't him, but it was somebody. And I was just like, whatever, man. Like, but my whole thing, what I'm saying is, people get uptight, you know, whether that is Crawford or L. Spence, and no matter what group that you in, or no matter what setting you get in. What I'm saying is, it's been years. It's been years. We all lose if the fight don't happen. We all miss out. I seriously believe that there ain't no more picking sides, because if you're gonna put one over another, you still lose. Unless there's some shit out there to say that one dude just don't want to make the fucking fight because it's some bullshit. And I don't give a fuck about splits at this point. I don't give a fuck if it's 50-50, 60-40, 60-30. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear nothing about no fucking splits. Where the fight's gonna be at, who comes out first. I don't want to hear nothing about that, because at the end of the day, we all fucking lose.
And to your defense, Mike, you've kind of been consistent with, as far as like never bringing up the split shit. I don't give a shit about the split shit either. I mean, like, I think that it's a little bit of a barrier, like when they say, oh, well, he got to take what I give him. But at the end of the day, like, neither one of them could get paid, and I don't care. But if you, I think at this tenure, at this stage of the game right now, like December 8th, 2021, as of right now, like the fact, if you per se were to go to a lot of the channels that, you know, we have love for, and say that same shit, like, as far as, you know, I don't care about the fucking split, like, you know, I just want to see the fight, I think a lot of people will attack you. They'll be like, oh, you don't know about business, you fucking beta male, like, you know, a bunch of simps don't know about business. I was an assistant manager at Kinko's, you know, like,
but that's L5 player, but that's the thing. Like, nobody would ever know anything about Crawford's fucking
money
if it wasn't for fucking me. If it wasn't for fucking me, nobody would know about Crawford's situation with Errol and his promoter, the manager, or whoever before that. Nobody would never know his purses before that. Nobody would never know that shit.
No, and Mike, honestly too, not before I forget the point though too, I only mentioned that shit about going to like the chats of like a lot of these channels, and maybe you get your head taken off for saying, like, you know, I don't care about like the purses, I don't care about the splits, none of that shit. You know, I just want to see the fight. I think that whole shit where like cats will try to attack you more is happening now than like a month ago. And it's happening now more than a month ago because they know what it is. They know that right now, as of today's date, just a couple of days ago, that Bud boxed the shit out of Porter, like, and took him out via TKO, something that has never been done. And rather than like, you know, that eliciting more fanfare and like unbiased,
Man,
like
Sean
talk,
Porter's daddy TKO'd him.
yeah. I mean, you could say, I mean,
There
he lost.
ain't no you can say.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, like
Yeah,
it's still a
poor
TKO
excuse.
on Bud's record, bro. And it
Yeah,
wasn't.
it is, but he had a piss poor excuse on why he stopped the fight, and nobody can debate that. That was a piss poor excuse on why he stopped the fight, and nobody.
If you have to rate it on percentages, because I know you're a bet, like, what do you think the chances are of Porter getting out of that round? Or
that's an anomaly.
95%.
Like
95% that he get out of it, or that
I'll put it to you like this. How would you put that in percentages when nobody knows nothing?
No, betting man. I'm saying
no. You could bet all you want to, but look how many bets
Tyrone gave a percent.
That's Tyrone, but I'm telling you is that you're gonna put a percentage on it, but at the same time as nobody would know. When Sean Porter got up, Sean Porter didn't look like he was wobbled.
No, he did it.
You see what I'm saying?
Here, no, that bro. Was that the worst stoppage like by a corner you ever seen? Like, I don't think so.
No, they're the worst stoppage by a corner, definitely. But by the ref, I can show you one that was the worst stoppage I've ever seen in my entire life.
What do you mean, like that? By
the excuse?
There was a fight in Mexico where a guy literally ducked all of these punches, and the ref thought he was getting hit. He jumped in, he stopped the fight. It's on video. I can show it to you guys. That was bad. But this, with Porter, was definitely worse than like an Andre Durrell stoppage with Uzcategui, and there's another one I'm forgetting. It was pretty bad.
I don't know. I mean, I see it a little bit differently because one, he got knocked down twice. And two, there was a lot of time left. I just didn't see like a real like chance of
an avenue of victory.
We've seen fighters get knocked down twice. Hold up. We've seen fighters get knocked down twice, sometimes 3 times. Get up, wobbled in the motherfucker, and come back and win the fight.
Of course,
and knock motherfuckers out. No. What I'm saying is he took Sean Porter's right away to finish the fight. On his feet, he took it away. It was a guesstimation on stuff, but his excuse. The main
that's
thing
dumb cats though, man. It don't have shit to do with Bud though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, yeah, it ain't got shit. I know it ain't got shit to do with Bud. We all know that. We've been around the boxing long enough to know that. But what I'm saying is, when you look at it, the excuse that he gave for stopping the fight, or whatever you want to call it, he didn't train like I wanted him to before the fight. So why the fuck did you take the fight? Why did you pull the plug before the fight?
Kenny's a piece of shit before this fight, and I mean, like, you know, he probably re-solidified that after the fight. I mean, that's
why he stopped it. When somebody tells you how they feel the first time, you take them at work the first time. He didn't say anything about being hurt. When they asked him why you stopped it, his first thing was preparation. He did it out of spite. I'm telling you, it's not about saving his son. That's different. If the guy was really hurt, that's a different story. He was upset that he wasn't getting what he did after. He wasn't getting what he wanted to get out of training. And he already put in his mind that if he gets in any sort of trouble or knockdown, that he'd stop the fight anyway because they were going to retire after this. It had nothing. We're making yes, Crawford has had all knockouts at welterweight, definitely. But I would put money down that fight would go on to decision. Just my opinion.
Like Tyrone said, the shit was premeditated.
It was premeditated.
Possibly. I mean, but at the end of the day, bro, like, you know, some people are making it seem like Kenny got some sort of payola, or that Bob Arum all of a sudden, like, you know, is shitting on like this asset that he has in Bud for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden he's gonna try to like throw money in like Kenny's direction. Like the thing is though, like Watcher.
Whoa, check this out though. Let's ask Watcher. Watcher, if you had a fighter, would you have thrown in the towel on your fighter like that and said, well, he didn't prepare like I thought he would in training, so I didn't like how he was acting in the ring, so I had to pull the plug. Would you have done some shit like that, Watcher?
And I got another question for you, Watcher, right afterwards. Go ahead. What do you think?
No, I wouldn't have.
And I agree with all of you guys as far as like the corner stopping it early, without a doubt. But that has zero to do with Bud, though, at the end of the day. But also, Watcher, my question to you is, what were your chances of Porter going into a victory in the aftermath of what happened in the 10th round?
I think he would have lost on decision. Because that's a 10-7 round there. I think he would have survived though. Again, I'm not going to ramble, but these coaches and fighters got this obsession with ducking under hooks. I don't know, it baffles me. I think Tyrone knows what I'm talking about there, but yeah, Sean wouldn't have won. I'm not saying it would have been impossible, but against someone sharp like that, nah. At that point, no. He would have survived, in my opinion. He would have made it to 12, but he wouldn't have won.
I gotta say, this is one of the instances where I don't agree with the panel as far as like survival rate. I think he would have got taken out of it, likely in that round.
Well, alpha player, like is to me, it's not about whether or not he would have got taken out and stuff like that. It's about the principle of being an athlete or a fighter and stuff like that. Like, nobody wants to sit up there and get in the ring, do all that preparation just for somebody to take it away from them. You know what I'm saying? And make the other guy look good. Like there's a fine line between you getting your ass whipped and you still having a chance, and then you still leaving the fight on your feet. You see what I'm saying? On your feet to a decision. Because that does not feel good on anybody. It doesn't feel good losing, but it also does not feel good when you don't finish the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to finish the fight because somebody took that from you. Then you had no choice in that.
So let me ask my distinguished panel one other thing. As far as fathers go, and in the corners and whatnot, whose actions do you find more reprehensible in the month of November? Like, I don't know when Teofimo fought, but in the month of November, Teofimo Senior or Kenny?
Kenny.
And I'll start with you, Tyrone.
Kenny. I mean, listen, to be honest, I don't even care that he dogged him out after the what's it called. We all knew he wasn't preparing, but my issue with him was not giving him just the opportunity. Like, it makes a bad look. Now everybody's gonna say that Crawford retired him. Like, he's been told that, and then Sean goes, he doesn't like when people say that either. But that's how it looks like on the record books and in everybody's eyes now, because he went and did that one thing.
And what about you, Watcher?
Honestly,
dad's in the corner. Which one do you think is more reprehensible as of November, or for the month of November?
well, I think Teofimo Lopez Sr. And the reason why is that he had an opportunity. I'm not saying Kenny's is, right either, because, I lost respect for Kenny off of that. I'm not making a big deal out of it, though, but Lopez Sr. had an opportunity to tell his son and his fighter certain adjustments. He got in the corner and he's like, he put his hand on his chest and he's like, take your time. Get him the F out of there. Like, in a split second, he said that. No adjustments were made, really, throughout the whole fight. And he fed his fighter bullshit, and it cost him a victory as well. So that's pretty bad. From the stretch of round 1 to round 12, that's pretty bad. Like,
well, taking taking the tactical aspects out of it, even though throwing in the towel, like, ultimately is a tactical action, like it is a ring action, but I don't think neither one of them are good corner people. Like, none of the dads, besides like what I've seen from Haney's dad, like, I think he did give him good advice this last fight. So I'm not gonna like cap for either one of them. Like, none of the dad coaches. Like, I really don't like any of them. But outside of like the tactics, like and this is more like what's happening in the aftermath of the fight, before the fight, like excluding the shitty advice that Teofimo Sr. Gave his son. You think it's still Tiafimo, or you think it's
I think
Tyrone?
overall, Kenny probably takes it.
Tyrone? Oh no, Michael. I'm sorry. What say you?
I mean, is Kenny, man? Because like I said, like there was things that could have been done better on Sean Porter's fight in that fight, which was keeping your motherfucking hands up. And I just seriously think that you stop a fight like that, man. You shouldn't be training nobody else, because you do it to your own son. Imagine how you would treat anybody else. And like I said, you stop a fight, you stop your fighter, your son, premeditatedly, from potentially going the distance to a fight and still having pretty good, decent stock in boxing. You know what I'm saying? You with this stoppage, you just gave him another stoppage on his you just gave him an additional one on his fucking record and stuff, like, and that don't seem good at all. We already talked about Sean Porter and his abilities in the ring. We talked about Sean Porter and his father being a trainer and stuff like that. And now, it basically solidified to everybody that he should never been there.
Again, I mean, like, even though I think that he did stop it short, no debate for me on that end. But I think that a lot of these other channels that I have mad love for, being that they're reaching hard body right now, like, they're reaching on that end too, as far as like all the dumb shit, like saying that the shit was fixed or whatnot, like, the ESPN had a role in it, or fucking Bob Arum had a role in it. I think it's just it's for no reason. I think it doesn't bring us closer to the fight too.
Well, you know what
what it is too, real quick, Mike, before you say your point, because I think a lot of people for I don't know how long, like maybe it had to have been over a year, viewed that as a benchmark that Bud Crawford had to get over, like beating a PBC welterweight, a top level PBC welterweight, which I think Porter did fit that role. And a lot of these guys, including myself, actually not including myself, like, were pushing for the Porter fight. And I didn't include myself because I didn't want to see Porter fight, just like I don't want to see Ugas fight anybody. Like, I'm done with Porter before this fight. But I think that they viewed that as a benchmark when the fight wasn't made yet. You know what I'm saying? Everything leading up to the fight being made between Porter and Bud, they viewed that as a fantasy benchmark, if you will, like that Bud had to climb over before even getting into the conversation of Errol Spence. Now that benchmark has been reached, like, they're switching it up. That's what I don't like get down with. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what were you gonna say, Mike? I'm sorry.
Oh, well, first of all, there's no way you can use this as a benchmark, this fight, because the way the fight ended. And that's my opinion.
You're wilding, bro. Nah, you can't. I mean, because at the end of the day, bro, you have to agree along with everybody in the panel.
Well, how you gonna run a benchmark on your computer, and then the benchmark is supposed to run for 30 seconds, and then the benchmark doesn't fucking complete because your computer crashed?
Provided that Porter would have reached.
No, so you can't. So your benchmark is not complete.
No.
Fight is complete. If you cannot, like, let me say it again. If you take a program,
hold on. Let me like, before you get into that. So do you give credit to Bud for this victory?
No, I give credit to Bud for what he did up to that. But what I'm saying up to that bullshit ass stoppage, and like Watcher said, he was going to win that round. There was no way that he lost like fucking three. He lost like four. He could have possibly lost like 3-4 points in that round alone. You know what I'm saying? There's no way he was going to win. But what I'm saying is, unless he knocked him out. But what I'm saying is that if you debug a program and it gets to 50% and it's looking good, but it crashes, your benchmark is your benchmark is not complete.
Bad analogy, though. I think
it's not. No, it's not, because
is the W in the record, bro. Like, ultimately,
that's the record.
Unless it was like a big,
but nobody has to.
Bro, like,
no, the W. The W. Let me tell you something about records. Nobody has to. Everybody has an opinion, and nobody has to respect it. See what I'm saying? Nobody really has to respect it. Can't nobody make nobody respect it. Anybody can go out there and say, yeah, I think everybody can say, yeah, nah, he won that motherfucker. No, no, no. Or whatever the case may be. Nobody has to respect it. There's never been a chance that it's rare in boxing to where something gets overturned for bullshit ass calls. Rare. Is why did the ring doctor allow them to throw in the towel? Because that's how the rules go. You have to give the towel to the ring doctor, and the ring doctor throws the towel in. That's how it goes. How the fuck do you ring doctor throws in the towel knowing that this motherfucker ain't hurt? But like I'm saying, it's people can have their own opinions, and I can give fucking two shits about what everybody else got to say about what you got to say and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, if somebody wants to come out there and say, like you were saying beforehand, this was fixed and stuff like that, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Shit. I said like you were saying that other people were saying the fight was fixed and stuff like that, and you know, who fucking knows? But does it sound far-fetched? Yes, it sounds far-fetched. But these are humans you're talking about. You know, if we hear about all this bullshit with people in the news with stealing money from banks and all these fucked up housing loan schemes people been doing and all this stuff around the world that's been going on illegally from millionaires, billionaires, broke people, middle class people. Something needs to be going on in boxing because they damn for sure ain't doing nothing.
I mean, this is very distinct possible. I mean, it's a
they ain't doing nothing about the judges.
Small percentage possibility, but I don't think it's
okay. So what do any of these commissions do anything? These commissions and these sanctioning bodies, what have they ever done about these judges? Whatever.
It's not applicable for what we're talking about, though, Mike. Like,
it is applicable because you brought something up and I was talking about it, and I said it does sound far-fetched to say things like that because you can't prove none of it, and for people to bring it up, it can be some type of notion to get people to watch your video and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people like to listen to messy stuff like that. But what I'm saying is we're dealing with human beings, and at the end of the day, sometimes we just never know, because when we look at our lives, within our lives, and then look at the news and all that stuff, you know, there's a lot of fugazi stuff goes on. And that's the reason why I gave the proof to that, is that some maybe possibly might happen, even though it might sound far-fetched. Boxing has never done anything about their judges.
So in that case, though, would you think that like that possibility is tangible with like Kenny? Like as far as him being
No, I'm not saying it's tangible. What I'm saying is that it does sound far-fetched to say that he would do something like that, because that's his son. You see what I'm saying? And that's his fighter. You see what I'm saying? It does sound far-fetched, and then you ain't got no proof or no evidence. So of course it sounds far-fetched. Yeah, of course it sounds like you just want people to listen to your video and like that shit because it's messy. See what I'm saying? It's messy when you have no proof, and people like to listen to messy ass shit.
No messiness here, bro. My only messiness is when I, if God forbid, not God forbid, the couple times.
Well, I just hope you use lotion.
No, that I like the couple times that I do mention other content creators by name, like that's not me attempting to be messy. No messiness on this side, bro. I'm not gonna play into like if that were Spence that happened to, like, and I don't like Spence. Like, I'm being completely candid, even though I did like him in the past, but at this current juncture, I don't like the way he's moving. Having said all that, though, I mean, like, if I thought that he got a less than victory, I mean, I'd be a little bit miffed about it, but it wouldn't stop me from still wanting this Bud fight.
I give you an analogy that's gonna piss a lot of people off, but I'm gonna say it right. in no way, shape, or form am I saying Malik Scott is a
Nah, no.
no, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Let me see what I gotta say. Let me see what I gotta say. Right? In no shape or form am I saying Malik Scott didn't put a good foot forward in training Wilder. I'm not saying that he's a con artist or whatever, but this what I'm saying is that you know when you listen to the words that people are saying, right? Don't want to cuss and saying human beings, saying king and all that stuff, playing into people's it does sound like it playing in people's minds and stuff like that. And mind fucks people and get people to befriend people.
That mind fucks simpletons. I don't think anybody on this panel knows that.
And what I'm trying to hit at is that at the end of the day, I'm not saying Malik Scott is that person, but what I am saying is things like that does happen in the boxing. People befriend people and stuff like that and get people to ride with them and to believe in them. And at the end of the day, with they run their game.
Listen, on this channel, one thing we don't talk about is my family and disparagingly about Malik Scott, bro. So I'm not gonna have it. I'm not gonna accept that from you, Michael.
So what did I say? It's disparaging about Malik Scott.
You already said it, bro. I'm already hurt. What I was gonna say. No, I mean, like, you know, I don't even want to like entertain like the even though it was like, again, like I agree that it was a bullshit stoppage from his own corner, though. It wasn't a ref stoppage. But you know, I just don't want to tarnish the win. And it's not because I don't want to tarnish the win, because God, I want to see what Bud's doing next. Or I want to see Bud's kids on Instagram. Like, I can't cut less. You know, but I just like, if it doesn't net us the fight faster, it's almost like, or if it gets in the way of having this fight next, you know, I kind of don't want to engage it as much. Excuse me. Yo, before I get off, man, like I didn't get to touch on my random topics, bro. There's a bunch of shit going on today too. But I'm gonna ask you guys a personal question, and you guys don't gotta answer. Actually, no, I won't say if you ever did it, but if somebody were to visit you, like a friend, and they were to stay at your house for like 20 minutes or some shit, and they would you find it offensive if like they asked you to use the bathroom and took a shit?
Nah, that's the bathroom's fault.
What about you, Watcher? 30 minutes, like 20-30 minutes though, like not no dinner and shit like that. 20-30 minutes. You're just stopping by, like.
I wouldn't, you know, because I've had people. The only thing with that is like it's a bit convenient, like at the same time. But I guess that's what it's for, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, but your toilets go the opposite way of ours, so that's not a good reference point.
Yeah.
No. Well, I would say this. If you come to my house and use my bathroom, right? Because sometimes we have barbecues in my house and stuff like that.
No, not barbecue. 20-30 minutes.
No. Sometimes people just come through, right? It doesn't matter what it is. My main thing is people pissing on the floor and on the toilet and not cleaning it up. You know what I'm saying? Taking shits, not flushing the toilet, not wiping it up, not
nobody's gonna do that, though.
The squirt and getting the streaks out of it. That right there is what chaps my cheeks.
Yeah, along with that club that you were in last week where you were getting your cheap shot.
Fuck
that. That cowboy club you were at. What about you, Tyrone? Do you find that like, mind you, if, like, especially if this were your own cribs, like, and you're just stopping by 20-30 minutes, fucking what say you if somebody you were cool with blew up your bathroom?
And how bad did they blow it up?
I mean, honestly, bro, like anybody use the bathroom for that purpose outside of me, and I go in there after the fact, I mean, it's not my shit, so it's offensive. So I mean, like any bit of that I smell, it's to me, it's
I don't have a problem. I have two bathrooms.
I have four. I have
Hey,
four here, bro. But like, you blew
okay,
up
so
one.
one bathroom is strictly guests. You see what I'm saying? Strictly guests. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't trust people around my toothbrush, my towels, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So one bathroom is strictly guests. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the only thing I get pissed off is like people using my bathroom and not and not leaving it the way they came in, leaving streaks, piss on the toilet seat on the floor. That shit be pissing me off. And one thing that I found one time, right? I went to the bathroom, right? There was a fucking booger on the mirror.
That's grimy though.
And it wasn't mine.
What about you, Tyrone? What like would you take offense to that or no?
I mean, I'll just, try to show them the way to the shitty bathroom, really.
No shit's in my house, bro. I'm surprised that you guys are.
My
All,
house.
Man, if I come to your crib, man, I gotta take a shit. I gotta take a shit, man. Like let me do my thing.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you guys a story too. When the block that like I'm from now, like we didn't always live there. I moved there when I was 12, and we ended up getting even though it was in the projects, but we ended up getting like a 4-bedroom house, like and it was 5 brothers. So like when somebody would move into a new spot in the church that I used to go to, they would do like a church service in that person's house. So there was this one guy, and his name was Willie too, like that he would like on those days, like he would just pop into people's house. He's like a missionary, so he would like pop into people's houses, especially like single women or stuff like that, like for whatever. But he was the first one that showed up on the day that we moved into this new apartment. But the bathroom upstairs, because my mom had a bathroom in her room, and then and there was like a living room and a kitchen, all that shit. And then in the upstairs part of the house was like the bathroom that everybody else used. But that bathroom in the upstairs didn't, like, the lights weren't working. My man, do you believe this dude took a shit with the door open, bro, in our house?
This really bothers you.
Nah, it fucking does bother me. No, because there was some other guy that I think maybe that's what set it off. But there was another cat that used to work for me, like, but he was also like a real good friend too. And he would come to my house just when we were like picking up a tool or some shit, and then this dude's blowing shit up. But he wouldn't say like, "Yo, I gotta take a shit." Like, he would just go to the bathroom. Oh, you mind if I use the bathroom? Like, I'm like, oh, sure. And then the aftermath, I find that shit like, yo, go shit. I'd rather shit in the Starbucks than shit in somebody's house, bro. I'd rather shit in the park than to shit in
Nah. Like I'll tell you one thing, right? So I go to, like, one thing I hate is being at a bar and got to take a shit, right? I would literally call one of my friends in the vicinity of the bar and be like, hey, man, let me come to your crib and take a shit real quick. And they'd be like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. I'm not taking no shit, no fucking bar with all that piss on the floor and shit like that. Man, I got to be comfortable, man. I make my little bird's nest around the seat, put the toilet paper around the seat, put the little landing pad on the bottom so I don't get no splashback, and I'm laying it motherfucking down.
Yeah,
so he left the door open.
Yeah, my that was in a bedroom bathroom too, I'm sure, with the door open. You said
you said in your place that the dude left the door open. He actually really did.
I swear to God, bro. Like the
oh,
I gotta show you the layout, though. It wasn't like for guests to see or anything like that. But like, because the bathroom was like at the end, like all upstairs was just bedrooms and that one bathroom. So
see, I understand that. I'd be pissed off about that. I'd freaking like, yeah, I understand.
Yo, but like for an adult, like, how the fuck do you need a slither of light, like, to fucking do your business? Like, what are you, kids? Like,
you're probably scared of the dark, man.
Come on, bro, get out of here, bro. Like, dudes are wilding, bro. Like, no, and that's the kind of, like, to me, bro. They like, I mean, I've never done it. Like go to somebody else's house to do it. Like, And that's not the only bad instance of house shittery that I've seen too. Because one time, my I'm not gonna put his name out there, but we went to a hooky party in Marlboro Projects in Brooklyn, and there was only one bathroom, and that bathroom was like front and center, like. But one of my boys blew that bathroom up, and like these people, we didn't know them like that. Like it was just like me and 3 other friends, including the guy who took the shit. But he blew it up, and like everybody who went in there, like which were like 30 people at this one little party, like they kept like commenting like, "Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?" Like as he was dancing with girls, people were shouting shit out, like referencing the fact that he blew it up. But he has no shame. Like fucking, I have too much shame. But one thing though, when not so much recently, but when I used to go out like to the clubs and all that shit, because I mean like I would go out like to the clubs and that's like 5 hours a clip. I would blow those bathrooms up, no problem.
I have a question though.
What's up?
But have you ever went to somebody's house, right, and fucked in their house?
Naturally, my friend.
See, that's disrespectful. Ain't nobody coming to my crib getting pussy without me getting none.
That's kind of tougher though, man, because you don't get many opportunities. I mean, like I've gone on streaks, bro. I mean, like I'm not like the worst looking dude, but I'm not like no fly guy either. But I've been on some dry streaks from hell, And if you stop me from that, bro, that's kind of fighting words.
Well,
getting laid and taking shits, bro. Taking shits,
you're gonna have to go to the park.
I would go to the park, bro. You kidding me? Like, I mean, if I didn't have a landing spot, that's not gonna stop me. Like, my single me. But
don't get your ass in trouble.
Yeah. Nah, but like the whole defecating in somebody else's shit, man. I mean, like, it's not a special moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a high five moment.
What did you think when he left the door open? Like, what went through your mind?
Well, I was like 12 at that point. Like, so I mean, like, but I thought it was. Yeah. No, okay. It wasn't in this house, but I have another bathroom story with that same bathroom. This was not a little older though, but like, it had nothing to do with Actually, it did have to do with defecating, pissing, but but I'll say that another time. Well, actually, it's a quick story though. But somebody was doing construction in since it's a projects, like you don't get like real contractors. It's usually people that work for like the housing authority in New York. But they would get some like bum ass people to do like repairs, and this one guy would do repairs for like all the buildings, but he was like ghetto as shit. Like sometimes he'd bring like Mexican cats that he'd find like at Home Depot or one of these tool stores to do the work because he wasn't like very skilled. And one of those guys that he brought, but I was already like 24 at that point. But one of the guys that he brought with him, like he brought like 3, and one of them was like the toilet. I was actually doing work on the toilet, and he would like my brother told me that he went into the bathroom like to see what they were doing, and that one of the guys that he brought with him was standing in the bathtub taking a piss in the bathtub. And when I went in there to check him, they were like crushed beer cans and all this shit. So they were having a little party, but I ended up grabbing up the one dude, and forcibly removing him from the cribs. But
damn,
yeah. So I mean, like maybe that bathroom is jinxed. Like
you gotta throw Ajax and everything in that motherfucker.
Yeah, I think they were doing repairs there too, but the toilet wasn't available. But like, see again, like it's these same kind of people. Like rather than like shitting in the hallway or some shit, or pissing in the hallway or the park, because I live right near a park, you're gonna piss in somebody else's bathtub. And I gave him
at least close the door. I'll at least close the door and like shit. Maybe y'all make sure y'all couldn't see. Not fucking have the door open and pissing in there.
With beer cans at that too. Like, and this was like a regular business hours, like fucking over here, like having a party. Yeah, but with those deep words, my friends, I'm glad you guys got to share this experience with me regarding
shit reading stories.
Defecation rules and as it applies to friends' houses and whatnot.
I come to New York, I know where I'm taking the shit at.
Not if you don't sleep here, bro. You shit in the park. I mean, if you're here for like 3 hours or 2 hours, then you know, like
I'm
you
like,
watch
hey,
some shit. Then
hey,
you know,
L, can I use your your WC?
Can I use your best bathroom?
Nah, one of you guys are allowed.
Yeah, I
Now
don't want to
you
use
use
your
the guesty, which
accommodation.
is right here, like fucking But no, if you like again, if you stay for like, I'll give it, I'll put it like this, bro. If you stay for over an hour, you know, shit where you want. Like, but if you're here like just popping in, or if you got the urge outside, then you should have fucking shit outside. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Empty the tank.
Pardon me?
You empty the tank outside.
Yeah, bro. Leave that shit elsewhere. The
Like I said, if I ever go to Australia, I'm taking this shit at Watcher's house.
Nah.
If you make it past the crocodiles, fine.
Oh, that's cool, mate.
The Watcher Mansion, like down on we all gotta link up one day too, man. We gotta go crash Australia once they end the lockdown, like, and see what's up with Watcher, bro. Like,
you're really keeping up to date with the L.
nah, I try to, man. Like this whole shit too, bro. I don't agree with none of this. Like, you know, and I'm glad that people as far as lockdowns and all this shit, and without getting my channel torched, like again, but I'm glad that like seemingly like some people are getting fed up with like all this talk and shit. Like where like if you were COVID Karen like 5 months ago and like got pissed off at somebody like outside like for not wearing a mask, God forbid, like other people would probably co-sign you. Whereas now I think a lot of people are like, you know, enough. You know, I'm had my full, like people aren't getting are dropping off like that. So, you know, I'm glad people want to get on about their business, like, you know, without these stupid rules that are in place currently. Not just the lockdowns, all the other rules, which I don't want to get my channel torched again. But I think that we're seeing a break in the clouds, or the sun is breaking the clouds in a degree, to where maybe like the conversation starts changing significantly. You know, I think it is, bro. And you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, my body or what I do with it, like, you know, I may seem like a dick in certain conversations today, but if this whole thing switches up and like, you know, we go on about our business without these stupid laws that are in place, and like we find out that all this shit wasn't necessary, if you will, I don't think I'm gonna be on the wrong side of history. Like, you know, I wasn't telling anybody to like not do anything or to do anything. You know, I wasn't telling anybody, you know, to wear shit or not wear shit. You know, it is what it is. Like fucking and I don't shake people's hands as is. So I mean, you know, I'm not coming into contact with people.
I just fist bump people, to be honest.
Pardon me?
I just fist bump people, to be honest.
Yeah, I was limiting it to fist bumps. Sometimes people are insistent on like the whole handshake to, and you know, I wouldn't say, oh no, I'm not gonna do it. That's just my thing. Like I would still shake those people's hands, but it was always fist bumps for me. This side of the hand has like, I think like they say normally like 80 something like different bacteria, where this one is probably like the dirtiest part of your body. There's like millions on this side, like germs and all this shit. But the like with this whole shit though, especially for younger cats, like, you know, actually all you cats like are younger than me. But I don't want like you guys to like inherit a world where like it's this, because this is fucking whack. I mean, more so Australia, like sorry Watcher, but like, but you know, people should live like this, you know, like
What about?
no, as far as like, pardon me?
No, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, you know, I do worry about those things though. You know, long term, like what the ramifications may be, like, you know, like for younger cats and teenagers and shit like that. Like I don't see good prospects if shit keeps going the way it is right now. But again, I say that in a hopeful way, because I think the conversations are changing, like where people are backing these COVID Karens and emotional cats like down or like putting them in their place. If you guys want to add anything to that, feel free. But I'm gonna wrap it up after this.
Man, you ain't going no fucking where.
I may possibly have to defecate myself, my friends, and I'll use a bathroom my wife doesn't use.
And you're pretty sensitive about the kids.
Nah, but round robin, let the people know where we can find you, Watcher.
Just watch the boxing.
Throw your name tags out there too, man. Like I don't know if that's personal information, but if you guys want to lay a little beating down on some of these people, game wise, you guys comfortable with throwing your names out there, or PlayStation names, or that's too much? I don't know how these things go.
I got 4 accounts.
Why?
It's a Smurf.
What's that mean?
Basically,
No, he
like I
just-
have other accounts to play in different ranks.
Yeah, like if it gets too hard for him, because the pressure gets to him on the game. So, nah. I just got one Azerhood 5. Azerhood 5. So any
You got-
people,
Go ahead.
any people out there can add me there if they're interested in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
You got
definitely.
Yabamba 37 for me, Yabamba 34, Lando is a rat, and Kenley Enron CEO
Why is Lando as a rat? What's the inspiration for that?
from Star Wars. Lando dry snitched on Chewbacca and everything and set him up.
I didn't know you like Star Wars, bro.
Yeah, I know all about Star Wars as well. Do you?
What's DR do you mean?
No, I said do you. Sorry,
Oh no, the old ones. These new ones are pretty whack.
I didn't watch that. I'm not really big on the new trilogy. I just like the Clone Wars stuff and some of the Age of the Rebellion
You
stuff.
didn't like the Mandalorian?
I didn't watch that, to be honest. I watched the Clone Wars series. They rebooted the new one.
Oh, the cartoon?
Yeah, the cartoon. They rebooted
The
Yeah.
that.
cartoon was fantastic though, bro.
The cartoon was great. The one from 08 was really, really good. They rebooted it again, which was all right, but it just kind of kept going around in circles. Like they had
Mission
the
after
girl
mission after
clone
mission.
of Jango Fett, and she just always needed to be saved and stuff. Like it kind of got boring.
I didn't watch The Mandalorian either. I watched it up until the last episode.
It wasn't bad. I just think it's just something to watch, man. And that's how I keep it. But I think like some of those episodes were pretty cool. And then they're about to do the Boba Fett one. So then I think that'd be pretty interesting. But I think it would have been more interesting if they just made it to where it seemed like he didn't die, because it really was inconclusive. They could have really brought him back and made like something else, because the way he died was kind of like you didn't see him.
You mean in the Sarlacc pit?
Yeah,
Apparently he got out of it.
Yeah, but it seemed like when I watched it over and over again, it seemed like, as I watched it like 3 times, like that's that scene. It didn't seem like it didn't seem like it was conclusive that he died.
Right.
So I mean, are you guys familiar with Gina Carano? Like the one?
Yes, I heard about one of my friends on PlayStation told me all about. Apparently, she was a conservative, and they blackballed her, and all of this stuff about COVID, something like that.
And what about you, Watcher? Are you familiar with her?
Very, very, very familiar.
Michael Johnson, you watch Mandalorian, so I'm pretty sure you're familiar with her too. Let me round robin another question, my friend. Smash or pass, Gina Carano. Tyrone.
Probably Smash to be out. She's a bit older, but
Watcher.
Feed her to the crocodiles.
Oh, you wildin', bro. Michael.
I would it depends. Like, she's gonna buy me a PlayStation 5.
Nah, off the rip, bro. Just straight up. Take it. What, you take it or no?
I'm gonna have to say no, because if not, I'm just gonna have to take her to Tiger Joe.
Oh, but now you're married though too. Like, my bad, bro.
Tiger Joe.
I should have been a rate her beauty, but I think she's dope. I think she looks dope though. And the conservatism only brings her up in my scale like more and more. The it was corny with like mind you, I was invested into that Mandalorian shit. Like, and for the little that I did watch, it was okay. It wasn't that great, but they still shouldn't have did Shorty like that. As far as canning her.
Well, people, these days, they just, hypersensitive and stuff like that,
Yeah, man.
And you got, the way Hollywood over here is ran is like there's too many, people on the other side that bat on the other side of the plate. So you don't really have no wiggle room. And like, I give you guys a prime example about some shit, man.
I'm listening to you. I gotta take a leak though.
And I tell you guys about this story because right now I'm getting done. Like, I just put it to you like this. I'm not gonna give y'all a hint or whatever what's going on with me. But it's a bunch of BS and everybody at my job knows it. But I give you one thing that I would say is like people really think with these alphabet, these Me Too people, and a lot of them are I seriously think are not stable, and the way that they attack people and stuff like that, it shows that they have total disregard about other people's way of life, but themselves. If they deem you demeaning towards women, or that you're saying something because that they are a woman or somebody else a woman all the time, that's a clear indicator to stay away from the motherfuckers because they can joke with you, slap you on your ass and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, when you
Slap
hurt
you in your ass, cowboy.
and when you hurt they fucking feelings, it's a motherfucking rap.
No, and going to your point, Mike, I think like nowadays, like it takes too long for people to realize, like, or to check a lot of these pearl clutchers. Like, as far as pearl clutchers, people that get overly offended, like really easy. Like, it's really like sometimes like it takes a few months to realize, well, these people are fucking making too much out of nothing, and I think that we got to get to a point where we could tell people immediately, like, shut the fuck up. Like,
Well, you can't do that at your job because then they'll file a equal opportunity complaint on you. You know what I'm saying?
well, like, no, I and this is not applicable, like, not so much towards the Me Too thing, like, because like, like I've messed with shorties that like been through some shit, or like, I had the not privilege, but like I've had many shorties tell me that they were abused by like war stories, bro, like horrible stories. So I do have a spot in my heart in that sense, or I do, like, I don't dismiss all those things, but a lot of cats that just try to get you to agree with them by painting you out as a demon if you don't agree with them. Like, I consider that like more of the pro clutchers. And that's like who I would rather check. Like, not like, and like, and that's why I say not to hone in, like, I don't hone in so much on the Me Too shit, because like, in a sense, that would be like me looking questionably at every girl that said like she was raped and all this shit. And, I don't want to do that. And that, not because I'm LL Cool J or trying to win lady points and all that shit, but, legit, it is hard for a broad, like, to say straight up, like, this happened to me or that happened to me. Like, like fucking most of the shorties I've like dealt with, or like 50% have told me some shit in that vein. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I will be candid in saying that most of these girls were schmutz, or very easy to get in that to get in them. But it's probably like because they probably been through some other shit, like, and then they act schmutty now, so I reason with them in that regard. But I'm talking about more like COVID Karens, or fucking or I don't know. There's many fucking pearl clutchers running around nowadays, you know. But I don't go too hard on the ladies, you know, like as far as like saying that they were abused or not. You know, and I think honestly, Mike, like I don't know if you remember this, like, or if you guys were in tune with any of this stuff as it was happening, but right before the Me Too shit really popped off, because I mean, a lot of people know like Rose McGowan, like was one of the people that was accusing Weinstein of grimy shit and other Hollywood people. But even before that, like, or right before that, it was more as far as like naming people Hollywood that were abusing people. It was Corey Feldman that set that off.
Yeah, and they called him crazy.
And that Corey Feldman shit went right to the background, and then they started the Me Too shit. And if you
they called him crazy.
Yeah, and if you
they
guys
called him crazy, and
Corey
then
Feldman was a child actor.
And then when that big black motherfucker got his nuts grabbed, people blew that shit off. Like, and you have to understand, them the same motherfucker. Like, look.
But Terry Crews could go fuck himself in that regard
No.
I don't care if I was in front of Jesus.
No. You can say whatever you want to do.
You touch me, bro. Like, and I don't
no,
like
no.
it.
What you have to understand is that, you know, he had somebody there to calm him down and stop him from doing some shit. No, you have to understand is like that's you. Not everybody else is going to react like you. You see what I'm saying? But look, I put it to you like this. If he did that to a female, everybody would be all up in arms.
But he ain't no female.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Then that's what's pissing me off, because you could be at work right now and say a bitch grabbed your ass and everybody will laugh it off and stuff like that. But if you was to do it, everybody be so tight to fire your ass, and some people would try to fight you. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter who does it. Is that you have rules and regulations in place, and a dude says this is what happened, and it's corroborated, and nobody does nothing about it, and then all of a sudden shit starts hitting the fan, and you hear about Harvey Weinstein,
I don't
all
consider
these other guys, and then all of a sudden now it's a problem.
No, I don't consider him a bitch for not like duffing the dude out. I mean, if he would have put him out on Front Street, like right there at the party, or if he would have said something immediately after fact, but don't like come like joining into the Me Too shit like fucking decades or years later, like trying to get like some sympathy credit when you're a fucking swole ass dude, bro.
But I don't think that's a bitch move. What's a bitch move?
No, I'm not saying it's a bitch move, Terry Crews.
Because there's no. The thing about it is there's no. The time for it to happen was to happen when it happened for him to come out and say it. You see what I'm saying? The dude sits over there, listens to his woman. His woman got him by the nuts. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, what it is that not everybody's going to move like the same everybody else is. He just wanted to put it out there in light that the shit fucking happens, and a lot of the times is I give you a point example. It could be on video. You getting your ass whooped by your woman. It could be on video. Ray Rice.
Different story though, Mike. That's a different case.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is
absolutely it matters though.
Different rules apply.
If homeboy wanted to play himself.
If I play, you're not getting my point.
No, but look, check it out.
But you're not getting my point.
Try to overpower Terry Crews.
But you're not getting my point. It's not about overpowering. My point is not about overpowering. My point is about the rules.
I know, but you're looking at it like, you know, like that people don't take it as seriously as like
no, they did
with men.
And that's the reason why they didn't see Corey. That's the reason why they didn't see him right. That's the reason why they looked at him as he's crazy.
Nah, but Corey's a kid though. At the end of the day,
it doesn't matter if he was a kid or he's a grown ass man. People looked at him that he was crazy.
But you gotta blew him off. I think the problem is like why people looked at him like he was crazy. They didn't give Terry Crews that treatment, like looking at him like
they did. He had his little press conference.
They looked at him
press conference, and everybody, most of everybody on the streets said, "Shut your big ass up."
That's a different thing, though. You know, and it's almost the same like with the shorties. Like at the end of the day, like some of these shorties, like from what I know, were overpowered or were threatened by the fact that they could be overpowered, and they just let a motherfucker take it there. But Terry Crews, bro, Terry Crews could beat up like 10 of me, bro. Like, you know, and I know that dude that played himself with Terry Crews wasn't no big cat. So that's why I look at it differently. Like, and I do agree with you that the standards are different, like with a man reporting something like this versus a woman, 100%. I mean, does that keep me awake at night? Not so much. I mean, like, you know, you know, I think it's more of a cause for concern that, like, maybe, like, if it wasn't true that, like, you know, say, like, you Terry Crews blames like somebody here of that versus like a woman blaming somebody here of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, then, you know, that's a cause for concern. But I don't really deal with broads like that, like, because I'm a married man and fucking but it's still, I mean, like, you know, I don't know. It's not even a hard debate, like, or a hard issue like to encounter. I just think Terry Crews is a bitch. Like I don't like need you, you know, like I don't, you know, don't have a problem that we have a difference of opinion in that side, like fucking but and you know what it is, Mike, too. That with Terry Crews, bro, like, yo, how often do you play yourselves in films, bro? Like, the only role this dude be taking is like some fucking feminine shit, like playing himself, wearing
I
dresses,
mean, he
getting
could do it if fucking he could, but that's the thing is like that ain't got
man, fuck
you,
these
you
dudes,
can't
bro. Like,
use
I
that.
can't
You
stand.
can't.
That's what, like, yo, Hollywood,
But
like,
that's
you know,
fucked up. But that's fucked up because you're
and they
using the
always
roles
play
that the
the
dudes make. The dude don't have that many fucking things that he can do in Hollywood. He's
be
just
the
fucking
big
dumb.
guy, bro. Like, yo,
No,
you,
no,
of
no,
course he
no.
does,
Listen,
bro.
can you hear me out?
I'd
Can
rather
you hear
take
me out?
no role
Can you
than
hear
to
me out?
play myself doing
Bro,
some shit
that's
like that, bro.
you. That's you. That is you. See what I'm saying? Everybody is not L foul players.
All right, so let
Everybody
me
is
ask you
not
this,
me.
Mike. This off topic a little bit, but do you think that's a reoccurring instance where they try to make brothers play themselves by like taking
Man, let
these?
me tell you something. If a
I know you can
motherfucker
agree
was
with
to pay
me.
me, if a motherfucker was to pay me to play Terry Crews and White Chicks so I could fucking feed my family and get ahead in this motherfucking life, I'm playing fucking Terry Crews and White Chicks. Straight up.
I didn't see that movie. What do you do though?
Just a whole bunch of
Actually, now you don't gotta.
buffoonery.
Don't worry
You know
about
what I'm
it.
saying? But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day is like he didn't there's a fine line between all of this. There's multiple aspects because all this has to do with like human being, like who that person is. And everybody is not that. We all fucking different. We all think different. We all react different. And we can't sit there and say, this is he's big and he's dead in the third. This is what I would have done. Blah 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 whoop whoop whoop. Because if that was the case, we all be millionaires.
No, I get you, Mike. Like, you know, and again, like, you know, I'm not trying to convince you of my point of view. It's more of the case. One, I've been tracking this whole thing like about the brothers, about Holly Weird making the brothers play themselves, for decades now, or more than half a century. You know, but if you had to pick somebody who plays himself most among the community of brothers, by doing stupid shit like that or taking those kind of roles, who could you name that does it more than Terry Crews? Terry Crews got to be top 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he doesn't have a lot of collateral like with me in that regard. Like,
Yeah, but I'm not gonna take that to say that what happened to him was wrong.
All right, so like I think I could make an easy conclusion that Terry Crews didn't bring it up earlier or didn't lay homie out because he wanted to get roles, continue to get roles in Hollywood. But I already know what it's about. I already know what roles he's gonna get. He's gonna get the role of a big black dude that does some feminine shit every time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And,
so
and that's possibly so. And that's possibly so. But what I'm saying is like it ain't like there was a mutual agreement between the two while they were both
no,
cool with
absolutely.
it
It doesn't
and
make it
all that
right. I'm
stuff.
not saying that what
It
happened to
was
him was right.
it was like it's proven that he had to check the dude. You know what I'm saying? It was proven.
Did he
And
check the dude?
that's what was said.
Hold on, Mike.
That's what
No,
the court documents.
I'm sorry, I asked that wrong because I don't know the grim and gory of every part of that detail, like of every part of that story. So you may know more about what happened after
his wife was right there, and basically his wife had to make sure that he didn't do nothing stupid.
Fuck that, bro. Get out of here, man.
No, but what I'm saying is that you can say that, but you're not him.
Terry Crews, yeah, you're right. Terry Crews is a pussy.
If that was me, I probably would have slapped the dude. You know what I'm saying? But everybody, you have to understand is that, like what everybody, like what some of these people have been saying is like people were comfortable with doing that to him. You think somebody's gonna walk up, Suge Knight? You think that same dude in Suge Knight's heyday was gonna walk up to big ass Suge Knight and grab his nuts?
So he was saying that happened more than once. Like
no, that's not what I said. I said like everybody's been saying, the dude had to be comfortable.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
With doing that, because the roles that he did and the way he portrays himself, that he's a big teddy bear. That's what people have been saying, and so that's why I said, you think like some of these other big motherfucking actors, like you think somebody was gonna run up to Ving Rhames or Michael Clark Duncan and grab their nuts? No,
probably not. But at the end of the day, though, I mean, I would still put the same Otis, Michael Clark Duncan, Suge Knight, fucking Hakeem Olajuwon, or any other big cat that gets violated. You know, it's what, like, I mean, now am I gonna say like, you know, that Suge Knight is a pussy because he opened the court case up on such and such for grabbing his shit? Actually, in Suge Knight's case, yes, but in like Ving Rhames, let's say, you know, no, I wouldn't. If they did something in the immediate aftermath, like, yo, I can't really physically like earth this dude. I can't, you know, I don't want to fuck up my bread and butter like by making a show right now. But for you to simmer on that shit for months or years, that's where I have the problem.
No, the only thing I would say is this: is that people who wait too long to sound the alarm that people are sexual harassers, sexual abusers, and stuff like that, they are part of the problem, because they keep allowing people to do this over and over and over and over again by not checking these people and reporting them.
But based on that same argument, though, Mike, then Terry Crews is part of the problem.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is like,
but I'm also adding that he's a bitch too.
I think he's.
That's not your opinion. That's my.
I think the way that he went about it was dumb as fuck. I think that if he was going to say something, he should have just said. He should have just told the story, and that was it. He should never got up on there and had a whole press conference and all that shit. And
he had a press conference.
Shit, but yeah, basically. But
I didn't know that.
But that's because you have to understand, he's dealing with his wife, he's dealing with all these other people around him. They routing him up, and they gave him a platform and all that stuff, but they manipulated his ass into doing that shit that way. He could have just got on the interview on any fucking podcast that he wanted to and told that, and they would have paid him for that shit.
Yeah. But I think that would have been more of a
no, because the way he did it, he came out there on some literally Me Too.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like once the Me Too shit set off, like in my eyes, it like took away from the Corey Feldman thing. But the real problem that is probably happening in Hollywood, because it's not just Corey Feldman that said that. You know, having said all that though, you know, it's not that I'm like that Terry Crews is probably like my principal target as far as taking away from the real problem that was happening there, which I think was more like with the kids. But I don't know. He had every avenue to defend himself, to and he, you know, he chose to say something that, you know, way after the fact. If he would have said that before the Me Too shit popped off, then, you know, I probably would not have been as trifled. You know,
no, it wouldn't have mattered because. But that's what I'm saying is that it was like kind of like it was a setup. You know what I'm saying? It's like they threw him out there to get people off like the real motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? somebody that people would disregard. You know what I'm saying? Won't have no
you know what,
sympathy
Mike?
for him.
You got a good point, bro.
They won't. Nobody had no sympathy for him. You got a big black dude with all these muscles. Nobody got no sympathy for you when you getting sexually harassed. They expect you to use those muscles for real. You know, no matter who you are, because really, to tell you the truth, whether or not you have muscles or not, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have muscles, you know, you wish you had them to defend yourself. If you don't have heart and the ability to know how to fight and stuff like that, you wish you had it. And when that shit went down, you know, it was like a thing to where people didn't. It was to get everybody off. They had press conferences. He literally said, I'm me too as well, and all this shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, for what? The best thing for him to do at that point, if he really wanted people to know his shit, was to get out there on any thing of his own and tell his story. And that's it.
Word up.
You know what I'm saying? And don't be like, oh, I'm not naming no. Tell exactly what motherfucking happened. That way, if the motherfucker didn't like it and shit like that, or you know what I'm saying, you nip that shit in the butt. And that's what happens with these cats. Nobody look how many years it took for people to start busting people like this. And they've been having whole rings. They've been having reign at the motherfucking helm for fucking centuries, decades. You got that what they call him? Juicy. That Jesse Smollett dude talking about going to bathhouses and shit like that, jacking off with dudes. What do you think happened? How many people go to bathhouses?
Besides you that I know of, nobody.
Fuck you. Why would two dudes? When was the last time you heard of two dudes going to a bathhouse?
I haven't heard of one dude going to a bathhouse.
You know what I'm saying? And now you hear that freaky shit be going on in there, and a lot of them, and then now you start to hear about he's paying these dudes. And now you start to hear about that. You know who else is doing that? Who else been up in there paying?
Hey,
dudes?
Mike, let me ask you something. Because I want to cut it off now. But tomorrow, I actually want to touch on the Jesse thing too. Could you come back like tomorrow and so we can go?
I haven't done any reading or anything like that.
I mean neither. I know less than you do, but I do want to read up on it, and I do want to touch on it. But could you come back tomorrow, like so we could chop it up?
I don't think I'm doing anything.
I'll try to come back early too, like that way we really go in on that.
Yeah, I don't think I got anything going on. So
yeah, bro.
Just hit me up an hour before you think you're about to come on or something like that. You know,
bro. It's a date. Pause. But
so we can talk about old Juicy.
Yeah, bro. And I don't like Son at all. But yeah, with that, man, let the people know where we can find you, Big Mike.
Like I said, man, the EBT line, man, the Eat Better Tonight line. I'm always there. First of the month, ready with $50. If you let me borrow your card, I give you the $50 so I can get $100. I'm always there on the first of the month.
If anybody has a similar offer, like hit me up, bro, because groceries are getting expensive.
Shit.
I'm always looking. But man, with that, bro, like I want to thank everybody who's came in, Watcher, Tyrone Smith, Michael Johnson, Boxing Talk and more, to the couple bots that came through, all shorties too, bro. Emily Ford and Crystal Gregory and Dorothy Allen, all you fine shorties that came through. I want to thank you as well, and everybody who catches this afterwards, and anybody who shows up. Like I know people like don't comment and just listen. All love. I appreciate you coming regardless. But with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Again, I want to thank you, Mike, for sticking it out. And with that, I'm out. Peace.
Yay.